Students, welcome in the English Literature class at Government College, Raipur, Pali, Rajasthan. Today we shall take the poem 3 Years She Grew in Sun and Shower. This poem was composed by the great romantic poet William Wordsworth, and this poem is titled as another title is The Education of Nature. As you all know, Wordsworth is considered to be a great nature poet. He was a romantic poet and he wrote in the language of common man, and the subjects he took for his poetry were also very much related to our day-to-day life. The scenery and greenery is always present in his poems. So today we shall take the education of nature, or the first line of may also be taken as the title 3 years she grew in sun and showers. In this particular video or audio, we shall discuss first 4 stanzas of the poem, and the next remaining 3 stanzas will be discussed in the next video. So we read the first 4 stanzas. Recitation will be there. 3 years she grew in sun and shower. Then nature said, a lovelier flower on earth was never sown. This child I to myself will take. She shall be mine, and I will make a lady of my own. Myself will to my darling be both law and impulse, and with me the girl in rock and plain, in earth and heaven, in glade and bower, shall feel an overseeing power to kindle or restrain. She shall be sportive as the fawn, that wild with glee across the lawn, or up the mountains springs, and hers shall be the breathing balm, and hers the silence and the calm of mute insensate things. The floating clouds their state shall lend to her, for her the willow band, nor shall she fail to see, even in the motions of the storm, grace that shall mold the maiden's form by silent sympathy. So, we discuss these 4 stanzas. Here, in the very beginning, nature is personified, and she is in the role of a mother. Wordsworth considered nature as mother, as an educator, as a guide, as our, what we can say, a guide and a patron. 3 years she grew in sun and shower, then nature said. Nature, after seeing the girl, this one thing I tell you, this is one of the Lucy poems, 5 Lucy poems Wordsworth wrote. So here the girl is Lucy, and this poem may be, these Lucy poems may be the result of Wordsworth's biographical influence. He had a daughter named Catherine, and he lost that. She died at the age of 3, and this poem has some bearing of this incident in his life. So, nature as a person, as a mother, adopts the girl. Nature says that I will adopt this girl after seeing her 3 years growing in sun and shower, in a pleasant atmosphere, sun and in showers, in the lap of the nature. When she grew up to 3 years, nature said, a lovelier flower on earth was never sown. Means nature says that I haven't seen more beautiful flower than this, and like this girl. This child I too myself will take, and I will take this child myself, adopt this, and rear the child. She shall be mine, and I will make a lady of my own. She takes, Mother Nature takes responsibility to rear and nurture the little girl, and she takes responsibility to grow her as a lady, and she wishes to make her a lady of her own. Myself will to my darling be both law and impulse, and with me the girl in rock and plain, in earth and heaven, in glade and bower, shall feed an overseeing power to kindle or restrain. And Mother Nature says that she will be my darling, my dear, very dear, my love. That girl will be my darling. Be both law and impulse, whether it is by law or whether it is by impulse, whether it is by desire, whether it is by law means control and restraint, and impulse means freedom and desire. By both means, she will be darling to Mother Nature. And with me the girl in rock and plain, in earth and heaven, in glade and bower, shall feel an overseeing power to kindle or restrain. And with Mother Nature the girl will be there on rocks and plains, in earth and heaven, in happiness and in adverse times, rock and plain, in earth and heaven, here on this earth and even in after this life, in earth and heaven, in glade and bower, in the plains. Means glade means an open space amid the forests, or in bower means where some trees are there and some greenery is there. Everywhere she will nurture that girl and develop that girl as the daughter of nature. Shall feel an overseeing power, and she will feel an overseeing power to kindle or restrain. To kindle means to illumine, or to restrain means to control and have a reason. So she will develop. Nature desires to develop this beautiful girl in both the manners, in such manners. She shall be sportive as the fawn that wild with glee across the lawn. And she, the daughter of Mother Nature, will be sportive as the baby deer who very freely wanders in the forest amid the grasses, that wild with glee across the lawn, and she will feel free to wander in the lawn or up the mountains springs, or up the mountains springs she shall be there. The springs which come out of mountains, and hers shall be the breathing balm, and hers the silence and the calm. And whenever someone sees the baby deer wandering in the forest or in the lawn, and he will feel some sort of calmness, some sort of happiness and some sort of breathing, and that side will work as a balm, will soothe that side of the baby deer, will soothe anyone who watches her, and hers the silence and the calm of mute insensate things. And whoever sees this baby deer will find that silence and calm of mute insensate things is there. Whatever in insensate things means in the objects that are not living and they are silent, they will feel that silence as well there. The floating clouds, their nature shall lend to her, and their state shall lend to her. And the floating clouds who looks very majestic and stately, and they have their own beauty and grace, they shall lend her their grace and beauty. The floating clouds means the whole of the earth will nurture the beautiful girl, Lucy, and they will lend her, means lend and borrow, as you know, they will lend her the beauty of the nature. For her, the willow band, and even the willow in that means the trees in the forest, they will bend in respect and in love and in affection to her. Nor shall she fail to see, even in the motions of the storm, grace that shall mold the maiden's form by silent sympathy, and she will never fail to see, even in the even when the storms are there, in the storms which are present there, she will be able to see that grace, the beauty of the wilderness of the forest or the weather, the grace she will be able to feel and see and imbibe, that shall mold the maiden's form, and that all these objects, whether they are clouds, whether the willow, whether the storm, all these things mold this maiden's form, this rear this maiden in such a manner. By silent sympathy, they will nurture her, develop her in such kind of silent sympathy, and in this way nature will rear and nurture and educate, rather we shall use the word educate, this girl in such a beautiful manner that she will be a daughter of nature. And in the next three stanzas, we will take these three stanzas in our next chapter, which is very short to come on the next day. Till then, you just try to get the meaning which I have tried to convey you, and you may interpret on your own as well. Thank you, my dear students. Take care of yourself and read hard at home. Thank you.